Hello, I'm Chad Broshears, and I'm coming to you today with a video as an introduction about my life and what I do professionally and the journey trial to success. And if I could offer any advice initially right out of the chute is to say that whatever it is that you want to do in your life, just start doing it. Start taking actions towards doing that. Don't worry about it looking like whoever it is you're measuring yourself by. Like for me, measuring myself against people that are well practiced into doing videos or doing seminars, to measure myself against Tony Robbins, to where he is right now, to where I am in my experience and my maturity in doing seminar type things, in which I have done quite a few seminars and led quite a few seminars up to this point, but all from my own personal education, what I've created. So the intention of this video is to just start doing. You get better as you practice, and I don't mind failing. I enjoy failing. I enjoy failing to the extent that failing gives me an opportunity to learn what I did not know before starting something. So why not? What else am I going to do, right? I mean, I'll just keep doing what I've done before, but I'll only get what I've had, or a very close variation of what I had before. So there's really no point of just continuing to do something if my goals in life aren't being met. So with that being said, I do want to make a couple of quick declarations. As far as the video series goes, I am not someone who replaces anyone's doctor. I don't replace anyone's authority or specialist or anything like that. I actually work very well with a lot of these individuals in my area and the people that I have worked with. I'm a holistic personal trainer, and also I've created the distinction called a Wholistic Maturity Developmental Trainer, which you'll find out a lot more about that later. But right now, it's really just important to just tell you who I am. I am a 360-degree human being. I do not intend for you guys to think of me as just being some uptight, technical, nerd kind of person or whatever you would like to qualify me as. I love learning, absolutely love learning. I read regularly. Life is the absolute best academy that I've attended to this day. There is no other education, in my opinion, better than the education that life has to offer, and the bounty, the values that we can get by just remaining open and not shutting down because something didn't work out the way we wanted. That's a gift. Such an awesome gift. I'm only laughing because of some of the really challenging things that I've been through, and me trying to, control it and say, no, it's not right because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. What a limited view. Because if you look back with hindsight, it was such a wonderful gift that I didn't get what I wanted. Because I got so much more than what I wanted. Anyhow, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. What I will do again is just introduce myself. I'm Chad Broshears. Currently I'm 34 years old. I regularly am told that I have an old soul, that I'm extremely wise. I've had many very intelligent people tell me that they believe I'm the most intelligent person they know. I personally don't believe that, but I express myself regularly. I shut my mouth whenever it's appropriate. Like whenever somebody who's far more experienced in something is talking to me about something, and I want to kind of prove my value by expressing myself, I know to shut up. To acknowledge that, yeah, I want you to value me in the conversation, but I'm going to let it go. Because I can't experience this world just through me to the degree that I want to experience it in. So I want to experience it through all of us. And my ideas, in my education, everybody thrives. And the only heartache that other people get to experience around the education is simply by upsetting their status quo, but not upsetting their status quo for any villainous or vice-driven reasons, but more for a virtuous reason, if ever it comes to that. I'm not going to tell anybody to run around and just start screwing up other people's lives because they feel they're right about the other person and the way they live. Look, master living yourself before you start telling other people how to live. So I'm not really here to tell you how to live. I'm only here to tell you how I experienced this life and how I've created such peace and joy in such a vast area of knowledge. And again, I'm not like trying to toot my horn. You'll find out through other videos. I just study often. I learn regularly. I love learning. And I love shutting my mouth. I love it. As funny as that may seem, but I laugh because it is funny. I love shutting my mouth. Because people are awesome. Everybody wants to contribute to you in one way or another. You just have to recognize how they want to contribute to you. So what my intention is with these videos is, one, to show you the path of gaining success in your life, accustomed to whatever your degree and idea of success is. So for me, this is a journey of making my way to speaking internationally and in seminar basis in large groups. Again, like I said, I have done seminars. I've led quite a few seminars up to this point based out of my own education. So I don't choose that I'm not good enough. I actually choose that I am good enough, and that I'm going to take every action necessary for me to accomplish my goals. And it's not going to be at anybody else's cost, unless it's just upsetting a vice that they're in. But I'm not one to tell them that they're in a vice or not. But if they bring it to my door and they're acting out of vice and very selfishly and trying to take more than what's valuable for them to take, and upsetting my values or upsetting my abilities to sustain myself, then yeah, I'm okay with upsetting that. Or if you want to grow past something, I'm okay with upsetting that too, if you give me permission. But I'll only give my perspective. I will cite regularly where I get my information from. If it's self-generated, if it is inductive reasoning, which means I created it from my own experiences, but yet it still means that it doesn't exist in the world. It's just bringing things together from what I already know, but not actually having a basis to have that in my life currently. And deductive reasoning means it's evidence-based from my experiences in education that is factual, that I have experienced, a factual relative to me anyhow. That's deductive reasoning. So I'll likely do both. I guarantee I'll do both. I don't want to come across as like I know it all, because I am smart enough to know that I don't know it all. I do not claim to be that smart. I also know that there is nothing more common than believing that we are above average in both intelligence and also believing that we are the exception to the rule and not the rule. So try that on for a bit when you get a chance. It's pretty humorous as far as thinking that you're the exception to the rule, but by that in itself makes the exception the rule, and the people that know that they're not the exception makes them the exception. Oh, I love this life. By the way, I'm not going to bring a lot of esoteric things to the conversation. My intentions are not to do that, so if you feel that I'm bringing out some esoteric statements, which means that they're not, it's only a group of people. Like metaphysics can be very esoteric because very few people understand metaphysics, so they can't distinguish what the hell is going on in conversation, so they start qualifying it that it's actually something meant for someone else. If they don't find themselves in that group, which that group actually is a lot of people do find themselves to be the rule and that, not the exception. But for the most part, people believe they're the exception. That's why you have so many people smoking. That's why you have so many people that continue to do hazardous things to their life and their health, because they fundamentally believe that they're the exception, not as an absolute. There's always room for possibilities, but the dominance in all of my investigations, all of my research, and all of the education that I have, it is that people do feel that they are the exception. So with all of that being said, I don't want to take up any more time at the moment, but I encourage you to contact me, message below, whatever means that it is that you can get contact to me to expand upon whatever views it is that I have. I will introduce my education, Ascending to Total Maturity, in later videos, and it'll be a segment at a time, because there's 8 segments or 8 areas that I've qualified and that I've created education about, with many derivations to each area, but I'll introduce those later on. Again, I'm Chad Brochures. I love life. I'm grateful that you guys have taken the time to actually watch this video, and do know that the following videos, well, some of them will be humorous. I mean, come on, we all have a sense of humor. Some of them will be, very touchy topics, and then other ones will just be informative and valuable to a lot of people. Maybe you, maybe not, but it'll still be informative and available to a lot of people. I do own a company. The company is called Go Figure Holistic Personal Training. But again, I've also created an education that I'm working on, founding the Academy of the Human Manual. I'll talk more about that too in the future. But for now, I'm grateful. Namaste, as the yogis say. Ubuntu, as they say in Africa, which Ubuntu is a very heartfelt statement from me, which means without you, there is no me. And why not lighten up and have a good time with this life? You can play it significantly, but life gets kind of hard when you take everything so damn personally. So anyhow, thanks for your time, and again, please feel free to reach out. Goodbye.